I just clam up a little bit. I feel like it's just imposter syndrome, really.
Was there any specific moments in your childhood which you can relate to or that stand out?
I can cry. I can be disappointed and unhappy. I can have those emotions, but when I was growing up, they were sort of perceived as quite a negative trait.
They just never spoke about any of this stuff.
No.
It just wasn't a thing. It's like depression? Sorry, what's that?
What I didn't realise, my wife did. I think you need to get some help.
Yeah.
And she was the one that sort of pushed me in that direction. And sometimes you do need that little push to get you going in the right direction. I had a few really difficult situations throughout that 8 months. I dealt with it so much better than what I would have done had I not had that counselling, if that makes sense. And I was on a few other types of medication that just made me feel awful, stripped me back of all emotion.
That's quite common, isn't it? I've heard that as a side
effect.
effect.
It's one of those situations where I'm I don't want to admit that I'm taking medication because...
For what reason? So what was the negative kind of stigma around it before?
Just that I was getting help for something that I didn't think I'd ever need to get help for. When you have a child, it just changes everything. And although I've struggled with my mental health over the past year, the feelings that she's given me over the past year, I wouldn't change it for the world.
Hey everyone, welcome to Real Talk with Nat. Before we jump into today's episode, I've got something to share with you all. I've been working with the team behind Renova for a number of years, and I'm so proud to finally introduce what they have just created. You know those moments when you're feeling stuck, when you feel like you're doing everything that you should, but somehow you just still feel disconnected? That is exactly what Renova has been designed to help you with. It's not another productivity app or a self-help tool. Renova combines daily AI check-ins, expert human coaching, and a real community to help you align, slow down, and really create that reality that you truly want. Here's how it works. Each day, you start with a 2-minute check-in that helps you see what's really driving your stress and what's really driving your energy. Then you can connect with others or coaches who are on the same path as you, people who truly understand the highs and lows of personal growth. And here's the best part. For the next 7 days only, you can try Renova totally for free for 30 days. After that, it will move to a standard 14-day free trial. So if you've been meaning to take that next step forward to feeling aligned, feeling grounded, and feeling more clear, this is your moment. Just head over to renova.coach and start your 30-day reset today. All right, let's get into this week's episode. So welcome. How are you, Luke?
Yeah, all right, thanks. How are you?
I'm so good, thank you. So nice to see you again. So I haven't seen you since the Master Yourself event, where you were my guest speaker, talking all about mental health and your story, which you're going to talk all about today.
Yeah.
So do you want to just give a little introduction to yourself? Let us know who you are.
Yeah, so I'm Luke Clark. I'm the creator of the Stress Sessions podcast and Instagram page. Been running it now for 5 years, I think it is. 5 years this year. I don't do it as much as what I used to do, but then I'm sure we'll get into the reasons why.
Yeah.
Life has become a lot busy recently. So that's sort of restricted that a little bit. But I'm hoping to get back into it at some point, but maybe in a different format, which will work slightly better.
Okay. So Stress Sessions podcast, that's actually how I came across you on social media. I think you were doing an event. Were you doing did you do a live event once?
Yeah, so that was 2 years ago now.
Oh, was it 2 years ago?
Yeah, so I did the live event as like a kind of 3-year anniversary thing, but that was kind of like my I'm going to leave this alone for a while sort of event.
Right, okay.
And I was always going to take a break at some point because I've been doing it for 3 years on and off. And I was just a bit like, I feel like I've talked a lot of mental health over the last 3 years, and it was kind of like a journey for me, not just the people that are listening to the podcast and the guest side on, but I think I started it initially to help me, and for me it kind of served its purpose. If that selfishly makes a bit of sense,
100%.
So I sort of left it, and that event was me inviting one of my favourite guests back, Will Webster from the Traitors, who was
amazing.
One of the nicest guys ever.
Yeah.
There's a guy called Rich Wilson, who's like a comedian that I came across. I've watched loads of his stuff in the past. I've seen him do stand up, and I was like, I'm going to try and get this guy to come along to my event. And I know he's got a mental health podcast as well called Insane in the Man Brain.
Okay, that's a cool name.
Yeah. And he's been doing it for years and years. And I was like, oh, like he does some good stuff. Can I get him along? And he said yes.
Yeah.
And then there's a guy called Eddie Brett who was on Britain's Got Talent like years ago with a band called Lovable Rogues.
Okay.
And I loved them at the time. And I was like, oh, I'd love to have a performance there as well. So got him along. And he's since released, I think it's last week, there's a song called Lovesick.
Okay.
He's re-released it under his like name.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, very, very proud of him. So,
wow, that's so cool. So that was your last, I was going to ask you to just talk a little bit about the podcast, which we'll go into in a sec. But so that was your last hurrah with the podcast, really? Sort
of, yeah. I've done a few bits since.
Yeah.
But they've just been kind of like ad hoc kind of things that have been thrown at me. So yeah.
So what made you, I know you suffer with your mental health, which is what led you to start the podcast in the first place, but was there a pivotal moment that led you to that point, or was it something you always wanted to do?
I'd never wanted to do it.
Really?
Honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I started it because it was the start of COVID, it was the start of lockdown, and I was a bit like, I'm struggling here. It was at a point where everybody just had to stay in their houses. Seems like ages, well, it's 5 years ago now.
Doesn't it?
It feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah, it does.
But I was just like, I'm struggling now. I've got my wife to talk to who's amazing, but you can only talk so much, can't you, sort of thing, in a enclosed space. So just me, her, and the cat.
Can't talk to the cat really.
No,
either.
He doesn't listen,
Sadly.
Doesn't care. So I started this podcast just to like get across how I was feeling at the time. And I started off by just talking to like friends and family. So like my best mate, no, sort of my best friend, my wife was my first guest.
Yeah,
and my best mate from school was my second guest. So I just sort of built it from that. And I guess the reason why I took the podcast concept was because I hate speaking. I hate speaking to people. I can't do public speaking at all. I'm not I've never felt comfortable doing it.
Can I just stop you there? Because you said this when I asked you to come onto the Master Yourself event to speak, and you were like, oh, like you said yes straight away, but then afterwards you told me you were quite nervous because of what you just said. But you absolutely smashed it, and you had such incredible feedback from that event that you definitely are a good public speaker. Can you see that yet, or do you still, or do you just feel like you just get nervous around it?
I still get really, really nervous, but I think like I've definitely improved. But then that's intentional because I'm like I'm throwing myself into that because I want to get better at it.
I love that.
So like I still struggle with like take work for instance. If there's more than 3 people in a group in a meeting, don't like it.
Really?
Don't like it at all. I just clam up a little bit. I feel like it's just imposter syndrome, really. I just suffer with imposter syndrome. And I always have done.
Do you just feel like you don't want to speak because you feel like you're not
adding anything?
Yeah, not adding value.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Wow.
So I've always felt like that.
Yeah.
Don't know why. But I started doing the podcast just to try and get past that. It grew. So I started interviewing people that I like love and have like watched on TV and stuff growing up. And yeah, it sort of blew up a little bit and had a nice little celebration with that event after 3 years. And yeah, it's been a really cool little journey because I didn't expect that to happen. It was just a little lockdown project that took off a little bit.
Those are always the best ones though.
Yes.
Yeah. I think when you have that feeling of starting something with real kind of passion behind it for whatever reason, like yours was to help yourself and to help you get through lockdown, but there was such a determination behind it. Things like that always seem to work out. I feel like you just, when you've got that kind of love and passion for something, it will just work.
As a thing that I liked about it as well was that it was like a free counselling session.
Yeah.
So I'd finish recording and then like I'd cut and then the guests would be like, oh, that was deep. And I was like, I feel like I got a lot out of that. And they were like, I feel like I've just like done a therapy session. And I'm like, that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah. How great is that though, that you're giving that to other people?
Yeah. Yeah. And this was like people that I've, like I said, like people I've watched on TV and I'm like, this is really cool that I feel like I'm helping myself, people listening, and that person that I've invited on as a guest. It's just like a nice little full circle experience, really.
Amazing. Well, I think you should bring the pod back because I want to listen to more of it.
I'll try.
I'm gonna hold you to that. By this time next year, it's not back. We're gonna have a problem.
I was on another podcast in February, and I was like, it's going to come back at some point this year, and I was like, oh, it's November.
You're like, shit, I need to actually do this now.
I've done one episode this year, and that's it. But it's a good episode. But,
and one's better than none, right?
Exactly.
Next year you can do two at least. Yeah. Cool. So let's go back to your childhood. What were you like as a kid?
Like I described with imposter syndrome, so like quite quiet, quite nervous, felt like I couldn't be myself, struggled to come out of my shell quite a lot until I found like the right group to be myself in. And I think that's just based on the environment that I grew up in. I think when I was at home, like living with my parents, like I grew up with my sister, she's 5.5, 6 years younger than me. And it was kind of like that household where like my dad was in charge of the house, like he earned the money, he like was the breadwinner. My mum like stopped working at, I think it's 28, 30 years old or something like that.
Yeah.
So he was like the sole income of the house, so he sort of ruled the roost kind of thing. Everything was his rules, so it's kind of like a bit, not regimented, but there was rules, and it's like, don't make a lot of noise, try and be quiet. Like dad's working, so try not to disturb it. It's like that sort of environment. I think that was for me how I grew up as a person. Like that was that's all I knew, sort of thing. And that's kind of
Do you know what? That's so interesting because I've had this conversation with my partner not too long ago, around like my stepson and my nieces and stuff, and just like kids in general, and how, there's so many different ways to parent, isn't there? And obviously you've got your little girl now as well, so you probably start thinking about all these things as well. And like, when kids are young and they want to express themselves, like the first thing the parents do are like, shut up, stop talking, you're being too loud. And like I even catch myself doing it sometimes, and I'm like, oh my God, can you just be quiet? When actually like he's just getting excited or like, and that's so amazing. And like the younger we shut that down, the more people are going to grow up to think it's not okay to express themselves. And that sounds like a kind of what you went through.
Yeah, and it was hard growing up. Like I'll admit, it's really hard growing up, like in that environment, and then like just it was difficult. And I saw a quote online. Like I've seen it loads of times now, but like the first time I saw it, it really hit me. And it's like everybody's a parent for the first time.
Yeah,
and it's like that when you have the responsibility of a child in your life, like that's the first time that happens. So you're a bit like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah,
this is unknown to me, and it's a bit like you can always take as a child being parented by my parents and then having my own child now, I'm like, I know what not to do and how I felt in those situations, but I'm never going to be like, my parents should have done these things differently, because that's kind of all they knew from what
100%.
they were brought up on.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm never going to talk shit about them with the way that they parented me, because that's all they knew. And that's the way I like to sort of look at it.
Yeah. And even like from what you know that you don't want to do, that still doesn't mean that you know what you do want to do. Do you know what I mean? Like, and then you're in the same position, like you said, it's everyone's first time. Was there any specific moments in your childhood which you can relate to or that stand out, which kind of make you think that might have started to lead to what you've experienced as you grew up?
I think it comes from probably my dad, because he was quite a dominant figure in my life in terms of like, this is what a man should be. And again, like not being negative towards the situation, because that was just his character, and that's kind of how he was obviously brought up himself. But he was always a bit like, oh, if you cried, you were like a big girl's blouse, or like you were soft or whatever. And I just there's a few things I remember when I was growing up, and it was like I would get I hated losing as a kid. And I was never allowed to, like my dad didn't let me win at anything. He's one of those parents where it's like, you can be a year old, you can be 18 years old, you're not winning. Like if I'm better at this than you're going to lose, basically. And I just remember going down the local park when I was at my granddad's house with like him, like my granddad, my uncle, and I can't remember the exact like scenario, but I just remember like getting really frustrated that I wasn't like getting anywhere with like
Mhm.
I think we was playing football or something. And
Yeah.
I just couldn't get past any of them. And my dad was like, "You just need to keep trying, brother."
Yeah.
And then I got a bit upset over it because I think I was only like 4 or 5,
Yeah.
6 sort of thing. I was young. And he's like, "Stop being a big girl's blouse, blah, blah, blah. You like just
Mm.
need to." It's like the whole like classic man up thing.
Yeah.
And I think I've taken that into my adult life because I've always been a bit like you. You've got to suppress your emotions,
Mm.
and it's not until I got to like probably my early mid 20s I'm like, no, I can actually express other
Yeah.
emotions than like anger and like I can cry, I can
Mm.
like be like disappointed and unhappy. Like
Mhm.
I can have those emotions, but when I was growing up, they were sort of perceived as quite a negative trait.
Yeah. It's hard, isn't it? I think the generations have changed so much, haven't
Mm,
they? And like our parents' generations and their parents and all of that, like they just never spoke about any of this stuff.
no.
It just wasn't a thing. It's like depression. Sorry, what's that? Anxiety?
Well,
What?
the,
Like they're not heard of it.
no. Well, when I first started doing the stress sessions, and I was like, I was listing off people that I wanted on the podcast because this was when like, after the first series, and I was like, oh, I quite want this person, this person. I probably won't be able to get it, but I'm going to try.
Yeah.
And then my dad was like, but what's the point? Like, what's the point of doing all this? And I was like, because I'm helping people.
Yeah.
And he's like, but you're like, everybody has mental health. So what's the point? And I'm like,
Mm.
because I'm talking about experiences and have people sharing their experiences, so it'll help people. And he didn't get the concept because it
Yeah.
was like he'd never had that experience in sharing himself.
Mhm.
Um, and it's not until you do that that you start to realize, oh, do you know what? Like, this is a real positive. And I remember, like, when I first got diagnosed with anxiety and depression, I went to the doctors because it just got to that point where I was like, I don't know what to do with myself here. And I
Mm.
think I was like 22, 23 or something like that.
Yeah.
I was in a job that I hated. Went out at lunch. It's in the middle of nowhere, so I was just literally like doing laps of this field,
Mhm.
like whatever the weather was. I'd be like, I need to get outside and just
Yeah.
like get out of the building that I was working in.
Yeah.
Um, and every day I dread going into this job. And I'd just be like, I just felt so low. I ended up going to the doctors, got diagnosed. They were like, we're going to set up some counselling. And it's not till I went to counselling, I was like, why does everybody speak about it so negatively?
Mm.
Because it's just like, it's good to go and speak about your feelings to somebody
Yeah.
that has no idea who you are, that it won't go anywhere else. And
Yeah.
I was like, why is that such a negative thing?
Yeah.
It's weird. It's really
It is
strange.
weird, isn't it? It
Mm,
is really weird. And I think the more you then start to open up about it, the more you then kind of look back over childhood and
hmm.
experiences and you think, oh my God, like you start to piece things together a little bit, don't you? And then you see patterns in parents and
Yeah.
family
Yeah. Yeah.
members and all of that. Again, with no negativity, like it's what they knew, right?
Hmm.
So you said you were 21, 22 when you went to the doctors. Was that when you first started to kind of realize you were suffering with mental health, or did it happen earlier than that?
I think it was earlier, but then I sort
Mm.
of began to what I didn't realize, my wife did. My
Okay.
wife was a bit like, I think you need to get some help.
Yeah.
And she was the one that sort of like pushed me in that direction. And I think some people are a bit against like not intervention of partners or friends or
Hmm.
whatever, but sometimes you do need that little push to
Yeah.
get you going in the right direction.
Yeah.
And I think had I not done that, I'd have just gradually got worse and worse.
Mm.
And
What was what made her say that to you? Like how were you being at that
j-
time?
just my mood, I was just very low,
Mm.
very demotivated, didn't want to do anything, just wasn't very nice to be around.
Yeah.
Like I can't exactly remember what I was like, but I just remember like I just wasn't me,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Was
I
it all a
just
bit of a blur?
yeah.
That yeah.
I can't like there's bits that I can remember like throughout that journey, but I can't remember like how I felt,
Mhm.
what I was going through. But I'm just be like, I don't want to be there again.
Yeah.
That's all I can sort of vividly remember. But
Uh-huh. So she
mm,
encouraged you to go get some help, and you did?
mhm.
And then talk me through that kind of journey.
Went to the doctors. Like they get you to do these little tests to say like, oh, are you suicidal, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how, on a scale of 1 to 5, how are you feeling, like, depressed? Or,
Yeah.
did those, got diagnosed, got put on medication, got assigned counselling, started doing counselling, found that really weird because it was very, like, not old school counselling, but there was a guy in a suit
Mm-hmm.
with, like, chairs like this, but they sort of leaned back.
Okay.
So you had to either sit like this
Yeah.
backwards or you had to sit on the edge of the chair.
Oh, right.
And
Okay.
but naturally, because I'm not naturally a relaxed person,
Yeah.
like
Were you right on the edge like
these are
this?
comfy chairs, so I'm right
Yeah.
in these. But like I was literally perched on the edge and he was like, I can tell you're anxious because you're perched on the front of your chair. And I'm like, yeah, because they're really uncomfortable chairs. Why have you got these chairs for counselling, mate?
Yeah.
So that was kind of like my initial thing.
Yeah.
But every time, like, he made this point of like, you're sat on the edge still. And I'm like, yeah, because like, I don't feel comfortable in this
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
Um,
I wonder if that was a deliberate chair.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Because it sort of
Mm.
like set the scene of like
Yeah.
how you're feeling at that point in time or whatever.
Exactly.
But yeah, went counselling, did that for like a year, I think. So
Mm-hmm.
like the NHS obviously prescribe you a certain amount of sessions and you have to pay. So I kept the same counsellor and paid him because I was like, he's good, so like, I don't want to lose him, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I found that a lot with getting counselling. I've had like 4 or 5 different people,
Okay.
and you do really need to find the right person for you because
Mm.
I mean, they're all good. They've all got the right qualifications. They're all good at what they do, but like you have to connect with your counsellor
Yeah.
or therapist or
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it. But like I've had a few, and I'm like, "Oh, I just don't get on with this person."
Mm.
And there's one that I got for a charity actually that I stopped last year or the year before last. I was with this guy for like I think it was 8 months or something in total, and he was like he just got me. And during that 8-month period, I just got so much out of it. And at the end of it, I was just at my best. And I had a few really difficult situations throughout that 8 months. I dealt with it so much better than what I would have done had I not had that counselling, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Were you going weekly to see him?
Yeah, so that was
Yeah.
weekly. Yeah. But I don't know how in depth to go with the mental health journey, but
As
it's
in depth as you want to.
but like I've been on lots of different medication, not lots, but like probably 5-ish different types of
Okay.
medication. And again, like the same with that, if you do choose to have medication, you have to find the right one for you.
Yeah.
I was initially put on beta blockers, which
Okay.
are like I think they're like blood pressure tablets to
Yeah.
bring your blood pressure down.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, don't think these are doing
Did
anything.
they not help at all?
No. And I was on a few other types of medication that just made me feel awful, like
Mm.
stripped me back of all emotion.
Mm.
Um,
That's quite common, isn't it? I've heard that
Yeah,
as a side
yeah.
effect.
And then I'm going through like the process now of I'm on citalopram,
Mm-hmm.
and I had an appointment with my doctor like I think it was last week, just a phone consultation. And he was like, "Oh, are they still working?" Because I've been on them for like 2 years now, I
Yeah.
think. And I was like, "I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
actually like. I'm still mentally, I'm still fine.
Uh-huh.
Um, I don't know if they're still doing the job they're meant to do, but again, looking back at what I was like a few years back, they are still doing the
Yeah.
job, if that makes sense.
Something's definitely
Yeah, yeah.
working.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
I think they're working, but
Yeah.
it's good that they check up every so
Mm-hmm.
often, see they know like if you're having the right amount or if you're on the right
Yeah.
medication. So yeah,
And have you been coming on and off medication like throughout? How old are you now?
I'm 36 now.
Yeah. So since you were 22?
Ish.
22
Yeah,
ish. Yeah. And you've
yeah, yeah,
had periods of time where you've been on and off?
yeah. Yeah. So I've technically never gone to my doctor and said, I'm coming off this medication. I've just gone
Okay.
hard off of it,
Really?
which isn't probably the best thing to
Mm.
do. Um,
What has that been like then when you've done that?
Not good. There's been some points where I've just got to like a headspace where I'm like, I don't think I need to take medication anymore because I'm in such a good headspace. And then it will get to like 2 weeks down the line. I'm like,
It just hits
was
you.
that a bad idea? And
Really?
there's been other instances where I just forget to take medication. So I've like
Yeah.
gone away for a weekend or something. I'm like, shit, I forgot to bring that with me, and I'll just be off it for a few days.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think for me, I like, and whether it's a placebo effect or not, for me, it's like it's. I think that it's working,
Yeah.
And if I'm convincing myself that that's working, then I'm happy to take them. And I
Yeah.
think I, in my head, had a lot of negative connotations with medication for mental health before I started taking
Mhm.
medication, and I was a bit like, oh, I don't. It's one of those situations where I'm like, I don't want to admit that I'm taking medication because I've
For
got
what reason? So what was the negative kind of stigma around it before?
just that I was getting help for something that I didn't think I'd ever need to get help for. And
Okay.
it's the same situation with counselling. Like I'd never in that first year go up to my mates and go, I'm having counselling because I'm really struggling with mental health, or I'm taking medication.
Mm.
I wouldn't have told anybody about, and I didn't tell anybody for years. It was like in a really small knit circle of
Mhm.
people that knew about it. Um, Probably up until I started doing my podcast, and then
Yeah.
I've sort of like blurted it all out, sort of thing.
Yeah. I feel
Um,
like that's quite common because like
mm,
I know a lot of most people I know at some point have gone to therapy or are going to therapy for, whatever reason they choose to. And I remember like you're saying maybe like 10 years ago,
mm,
it was this big whole, oh my God, I've got to go to therapy. Like there must be something really wrong with me. Whereas now it's a much more open space. And I think
yeah,
more and more people now are like, yeah, just go to therapy. Everyone should go to therapy. And I love that. And I think that's so nice that we've got to that place.
it's the thing that I find weird as well is that I can't remember. It's really bad because I should remember who he was, but I had a guest on. He's on Strictly Come Dancing at the minute.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't remember what his name. He's the guy off Lorraine who does like
Oh
the showbiz stuff.
yes. Oh my
But
God, what's his
I
name?
can't remember now.
Carl, do you watch
That's
Strictly Come
so
Dancing?
bad.
We'll find out. We'll get it
Yeah, I can't
after the
remember what it's
podcast.
called. But he came on the stress sessions and I was chatting to him and I was like, I find it so weird that in the US it's so accepted to have therapy and
Yeah.
that people will just flippantly talk about it. They'll
Mhm.
discuss what they've talked about during therapy. And in the UK, like probably up till quite recently, people have been like, I don't have that. What's
Yeah.
that? I
Yeah.
don't know what therapy is. And it's been really stigmatized, I think, in the UK. Whereas
Mm.
in the US, it's just accepted. And I just find
That's
that
so
really
true.
weird. And he was a bit like, yeah, like I don't. He sort of said, I don't have therapy myself, but everybody I know does, and
Yeah.
they don't care.
Yeah.
They'll talk about it. They'll just chat about it over a coffee or whatever. But here, it's just
It's not spoken about anywhere near as
no.
much. Definitely a bit more now, like we said, but definitely wasn't. But I
Mm,
think I find just people in America are much more open in general.
hmm.
Like the UK, everyone's quite kind of like shut off, like especially down south. Up north, they're a bit more, bit friendlier.
Yeah,
But in London, like you smile at someone and they like look away from you immediately as if like, what are you looking at
yeah,
when you're just trying to be nice?
hmm,
Like, I think it's just a very different culture, isn't it?
yeah. And it's perhaps we need to be more. Don't like to say it. Be more American
Let's
in
all
that
be more
respect.
American.
Yeah.
I'm here for that. I'm
In other ways,
definitely
definitely not. But
in
it's,
other ways, yeah,
yeah,
exactly. We'll go down a rabbit hole if we go
yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
to that. Okay, so it's been a journey for the last what, 15 years or so.
Hmm.
And you said today when you walked in, hopefully you don't mind me saying, but you've been struggling a little bit
Hmm.
recently,
Hmm.
since you've had your daughter. So do you want to talk a little bit about that? Were you feeling good up until that point or feeling better and then something shifted, or has it been kind of continuous?
I go through phases.
Mhm.
So like, I can go through a phase of feeling good for like a week, a
Mhm.
couple of months, whatever, or
Uh-huh.
feeling bad. And I think when you have a child, it just changes everything. And I feel like up until that point that she was born, I sort of put myself into this like good place of like routine. I'd be like, I was playing football, like five-side football every week.
Mhm.
I do open water swimming, so I was doing that at
Mhm.
least once a week. Um, Running, I love running, so I'd like go out and run 3, 4 times a week. Like it's usually exercise for me.
Uh-huh.
Um, I just set myself up so that I had all those things in place, and I'm like, right, I feel like shit. I'm gonna go out for a run. Feel like shit. I've got football tonight. That
Yeah.
I can speak to like my mates, whatever. Um, when you have a kid, that that
Out the
sort of
window.
disappears a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and I think along with that, you get the like lack of sleep,
Mhm.
like the change in lifestyle, and you have no time to do anything at all. Like stuff that you think, oh, that's just a really simple thing that I'll get done in 5 minutes. When you have a baby, you just look back on your old life and you're like, ah, I took so much for granted.
Yeah.
And I think it's only now that she's that little bit older
Mm-hmm.
that I'm starting to get that back a little bit more. I feel
Okay.
like it's probably over the last, not even the last month, that
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've started to get stuff back. And then like my wife started to get stuff back that she
Yeah.
um had to give up as part of bringing up a child.
Uh-huh.
Um so like I think because I've not been able to do those things that I know that make me feel good,
Mm-hmm.
it's not making me it's not making me feel good.
Yeah.
Um
Literally, because you're not
Literally.
doing the things.
Yeah, yeah. And I think because for me, I know what works. I know that if I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and go for an open water swim with people that I go swimming with, that's going to set me up for the day and I'll
Mm.
have a good day.
Mm-hmm.
And even if I get shit at work, even if I have other shit in my life, that it made me feel better
Yeah.
knowing that I've gone for a swim.
Yeah.
Um,
Are you able to do that again now?
yeah,
Yeah.
so I went back swimming the first time it's Friday for last Friday.
Okay.
And they were like, "Oh, I haven't seen you for a while." And
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, it's been literally 3 months because that's been the gap. I've probably been
Mm-hmm.
going every 3 months, like when
Okay.
I can."
Yeah.
Um, and at 6 o'clock in the morning, if your child is still asleep, you let them sleep and
Mm-hmm.
you take that opportunity to get the sleep
Yeah.
rather than go
Yeah.
swimming. So that's kind of what I've been doing for the past year. I think now I'm a bit like, because she's got a better sleeping pattern,
Uh-huh.
like she still does wake up in the middle of the night and you have to feed her and stuff and change her, like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
She's what,
we
13
13
months?
months,
Yeah.
yeah. She's still very little, so you still have to do those things, but they're just
Mm.
less frequent. She's more independent with stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just become a bit, I wouldn't say easier because
Mm-hmm.
there's other stuff that's harder, but more
Sure.
flexible with working it around what you want to do.
You can plan ahead maybe a little bit more than what you could
Yeah,
before.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just stuff like, for me, I love going and watching football matches. So I went and watched football. My mate invited me along
Mm-hmm.
last week, and I support Arsenal. Like,
Yeah.
probably get some
My
hate for
boyfriend
that.
is obsessed with Spurs, so I won't
uh,
tell him that. My brother supports Arsenal though.
yeah. But I went and watched them the other day,
Yeah.
and like it's just nice to just chill out and watch football. Like get a bit of food, like catch
Uh-huh.
up with my mate, and
Yeah,
it's just
nice.
like being able to do stuff like that. Like again, I'd have done that all the time
Uh-huh.
a year ago, but now I'm like, oh, do you know what? I really like those opportunities mean a lot to me.
Mm.
And like, even going out for a run, I'm like, oh, I'm so happy to be sort of getting that back.
Yeah. It's
Um,
so important though, isn't it? Like whether you've got a child or not,
mm,
especially if you're suffering with your mental health or not, to prevent problems,
mhm.
it's so important to just find those little gaps, even if it is for a half an hour run or a swim or just walking outside or whatever it might be. Even if it's once a week, that's better than nothing, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. What I will say though is, like, having a child does take a lot of time away from you. But and I didn't realize this at the time. Didn't realize this when we were like, oh, let's have a baby.
Uh-huh.
The amount of like, is it endorphins that you get
Yeah.
like from having this little
Yeah.
thing just there
Feel good.
is so good. Like it's
Yeah.
so amazing. Like I'm like today, like she'll make a stupid little noise or
Yeah.
she'll like babble at you or something, and it's like this is amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yes, I've given up this stuff for a period, and
Mhm.
I'll have to like we'll have to juggle stuff still.
Yeah.
It's coming back, but I'll have to juggle it. But and although like I've struggled with my mental health over the past year, the feelings that she's given me over the past year, like I wouldn't change it for the world. Just because
Yeah.
it's like can't describe it. Like it must be different for every parent, but like you just can't describe like the happiness
Yeah.
that you get from it.
I
It's so
can't wait
weird.
for that. For like when I have my own child, I cannot wait for that feeling. I mean, you're gonna laugh at me, right? But my cat, right? I literally am obsessed with my cat, and my cat makes me
We
feel
were like
so
this.
happy.
Yeah, yeah,
You've got a cat as well,
yeah,
haven't you?
yeah, yeah.
Like I literally walk into my house and I'm like, oh my god, I actually could cry looking at you because I just love you so much. And then I'm like, if I'm like that with my cat, imagine what I'm gonna be like with my child.
This is what
You
we were
know?
like. Like our
Yeah.
cat's. He was 10 this year,
Oh,
and we've
so
had him
cute.
since he was like 6 weeks
Yeah.
old.
Yeah.
So he's literally grown up with us,
Yeah.
and like he was our world. Like he was literally our baby.
Yeah.
Like we treated him like a baby.
That's me now.
And then now I'm like, but my wife is like, it's like she's still like, oh, he's so amazing. I just sort of like lose time for him, and I'm like, go away, like, bro.
Oh
And I'm now
no, poor cat.
and she's always like, oh, you need to be nice to him. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm too tired. But like, he's been good because he's like, that people talk about like having emotional support animals. Like he's literally like, there's been times in my life over the past 10 years, I'm like, I'm so glad that I have him because he's just so loving, and like he he knows when you're down, and like he'll sit with you, he'll like come up to you and show me some attention
They
when he
do
knows
though,
I need
don't
it.
they?
Yeah, yeah. So it's like he's been amazing, and then again like having a second child, like as we like to call her, has been like amazing as well. So I think like I wouldn't ever change a thing. There's been ups and downs, but like it's you come out the other side.
You do, exactly. I think I just want to go back to the whole pet thing, the animal thing, because I've not spoken about this on the podcast yet. And I think actually, when it comes to mental health specifically, having a pet is like the best thing ever. Someone that doesn't talk back at you, but gives you so much just love and affection and attention, and they know when you need it. And I think everyone should have a pet of some sort if they can, because it just makes your life so much better.
Well, funny story, not funny story, but it's like I hate cats.
Do you?
I hate cats.
How did you end up with that? With
so
one?
My wife's in-laws, wife's parents,
Yeah.
used to have a cat, and when I used to go around the house when I was younger, this cat just had it had it in for everybody. So
Right.
it'd sit at the top of the stairs and swipe at you as you went past. It's like, and I was like, don't. And I've just had experiences like over the years when I've been a kid and stuff where cats have just not been the nicest. Like, well, when I was little, I used to walk to school like when I was like 5, 6.
Yeah.
And this cat used to just sit in the middle of the pathway and it
Yeah.
wouldn't move. And I'd go the long way around to get to school to not go past this cat, basically. So the cats have just always had a vendetta against me.
Yeah.
So my mother-in-law's friend went on holiday and needed a cat sitter.
Right.
And I think this cat was like a couple of years old at the time. She's like, oh, it's still little, like basically a kitten.
Harmless.
Yeah, harmless. My wife was like, yeah, we'll look after it. So this cat came and lived in our house for a week.
Right.
I think it's a week or two. I can't remember now. This was like 10 years ago. And she was like the nicest little cat in the world. Yeah. And was like little black cat, and just was just like so sweet. And I was like, right, if we're ever gonna, my wife loves cats. Like like my family loves cats.
Okay.
And I was like, right, if we're gonna ever get a cat, we're gonna have to get a cat that coincides with this cat going back to my mother-in-law's friend.
Yeah.
And we'll get a cat then. Otherwise, we're never getting one.
Just straight away, get it done.
So we got one the next day.
Really?
Like, literally.
Oh my
I
God.
found him.
Yeah.
Found him on Gumtree.
Yeah.
I
found my cat on Gumtree as well.
But he was sold as a ragdoll.
Okay.
He's not a ragdoll.
What is he?
Just a bog standard black cat.
Oh really?
Well, I think he's mixed with something because he's not like a stereotypical black cat. And he's too friendly and dog-like to be a normal black cat.
Yeah.
But I picked him.
Yeah.
So like we were around this person's house in Bean Hill and picked him from like this litter of cats.
Yeah.
I picked him because he's the smallest one.
Did
so
you?
I was like, he's the smallest one. I want him.
Yeah.
And we got him, and I didn't like him.
Oh no.
Like, he was so playful.
Yeah.
Like he was probably like this big, and he's like climbing up everything. And I was like, oh, he's too energetic for like.
Oh no.
What have we done? But like as he's got older and older, and I think it's just because I don't like little animals. I don't like kittens or puppies or anything.
Yeah.
I don't get on with them.
Yeah.
The older he's got, the more like I like him.
You like him now because he's a bit bigger, not as annoying.
Well, and the thing is, he still has his kitten tendencies, so he'll still like attack stuff. He'll like have like mad moments going around the living room and stuff. I'm like, he's got me through some tough times, that cat, and my wife as well. Like he's been there. Sounds like we're talking about a relative or something, but like he's been there through thick and thin.
Yeah, but it is though, isn't it?
Yeah,
they are part of the family, and they are they are like a support system.
Yeah, yeah.
So some people might be listening if they don't have pets, being like, "That's crazy."
It's
but if you do,
really
you get it.
hard to explain to somebody that doesn't have a pet.
Yeah.
Because I had a dog growing up, and like she was lovely, but I never had that she's like my parents' dog.
Yeah.
Like, and I was a teenager when we got her, so I was like, oh, she lives in the house, like take her for walks and stuff. But
Yeah.
never had that connection. Whereas my cat, I'm like, he's ours,
Mm.
and he's like part of our family. It sounds
Yeah.
really weird because it's like it's a cat, but it's like part of the family,
Yeah.
and like my daughter loves him. Like,
That's so
he
sweet.
doesn't love my daughter because
Oh,
she
really?
chased him around the living room. Like
You got to be careful with babies, haven't you?
yeah, but he's fine.
Yeah.
Like I think he knows that she isn't going to hurt him. She just wants to like pat or stroke him. Just
Yeah.
like he's absolutely fine. But
Oh.
yeah, poor thing. He gets chased around. Doesn't help himself because he doesn't. He sort of like runs away, then stops, and then lays down. I'm like, well, she's going to just get you now.
Yeah,
So it's like
you're in a prime location to be attacked.
so I'm a bit like you sort of want to be stroked, really, but
Yeah.
yeah, but
Oh
yeah,
my
she loves him, and
gosh.
I'm like, I can't wait till she's old enough to like get to know him a bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you get a dog?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I think I'm a cat person now.
Yeah.
Um, but I'll only ever get a black cat, I think.
Is that just because you've got a black cat
Yeah,
now? So now
yeah. I
you're like,
don't,
right, that's the one I like.
and I'm like very like routine with things. I
Yeah.
don't like to like stray away from a good thing.
Yeah. I've literally picked that up from this conversation already. It's like, just get what you know.
Yeah,
It's not
and
broken.
stick with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need to fix it. That's so funny. I'm only asking because we've got a cat and my boyfriend and stepson both want to get a dog. And I
Okay.
love dogs. I grew up with dogs as well.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm like, oh, I would love to get a dog, but then what about Baloo? Baloo's my cat. Is he going to be like, I don't know. I just worry.
Yeah. For me, I just think they're more hassle than children.
Dogs.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like from what like based on my parents training my childhood dog, and then
Uh-huh.
like other dogs that have been in my life, I'm like, when they're puppies, they're a pain in the arse.
Yeah.
And cats, they're trained within a
It's so
week.
different, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah. Dogs need full on like discipline and
yeah.
training.
And I'm like, based on what I've seen, it's harder than having a baby.
Right.
Like with yeah,
God, yeah, you're not selling it to me.
I
I don't know.
I don't yeah. I've had this chat
Maybe
with my
one
wife, and I
day.
don't think nah.
No.
I think
Yeah, but you might end up dog sitting a dog and then you'll love it and then you might get a dog.
no cat. I don't like change.
No, stick to the cat.
Yeah,
Stick
yeah,
to the
yeah.
cat. Okay, let's talk about another subject which is a big one for you specifically, which I know. Your relationship with alcohol.
Mhm,
That's been a big thing for you over the years. So let's take it back to when you were younger,
mhm,
when it first started to become a problem, let's say, when you first started to notice that maybe you were starting to rely on it in ways that maybe you shouldn't wish to rely on it.
mhm.
Where did that all start? How did that become a thing?
I don't know when it started, but like from my childhood, I just know that like again, like the household that I was brought up in
Mhm.
was like my dad liked to drink alcohol.
Mhm.
Not like in an alcoholic kind of way, but like he would like drink at home, like just openly around like me and my sister.
Uh-huh.
He'd have like a beer in the bath, like
Okay.
classic like boomer thing. I think that was
Yeah.
like
Yeah. I
beer in the
think so
bath.
as well.
Yeah. And like he'd go out and get drunk with his mates. Like I used to go to the football with my dad. Like I come from Kent
Mhm.
originally, and like I grew up watching Gillingham, who are
Okay.
not very good now. But when I used to watch them, they were in the Championship.
Uh-huh.
Um, like a season ticket for 5 years. Used to go to like every away game for 5 seasons, like growing up, and like there would always be like a designated driver, and then the rest of the car would drink. So I'd just coming back, I'd be sitting next to like a bunch of drunk men.
Yeah.
Like I basically grew up around it.
Mhm.
Um, and I wouldn't say like it was a problem, but I what I noticed that from quite a young age was that in my life, when people drank alcohol, it tended to go badly.
Mm.
So like for instance, like my dad would go out and like he would probably go past his limit and he wouldn't be my dad.
Okay.
Um, he wouldn't be the person that I knew and loved and like who looked after me.
Mhm.
Um,
He started to act differently.
yeah, yeah, and I think from a young age, looking back, I'm like, oh, that wasn't nice to go out with. But then as I started to drink, like from like I think I started going out when I was like 17, and literally just went out to get smashed and get drunk. And my I don't think I did back then. I just used to get drunk because everybody else did. But as I grew up, I used to drink to feel better and forget and build up a bit of like get past the social anxiety that I had, because I've like I said, I've always been rubbish at speaking to people, and alcohol for me was that crutch of, right, I'm gonna have a few pints, or I'll have like a few VKs or WKDs, whatever, like amazing drinks had their time.
Yeah. Smirnoff Ice.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Used to have like, I don't know, five of them, a couple of beers, a few shots, and then I'd be like, right, I can speak to people now. I'm all good.
The
And
confidence thing.
yeah, and then as I grew up and I started to struggle with my mental health, I'd use that to block that out, and that would be like my I'm t- again, like, I don't think I've spoken about it like this, but like it's sort of like taking that pain away
Yeah.
through drinking.
Uh-huh.
But then obviously the side effects of that was I would often go past my limit and I'd get angry, I'd get completely paralytic. Um, been instances that I'm not very proud of, in terms of like I've wandered off on holiday and woken up in a bush and stuff like that. Um, my wife's had to pick me up from like Leighton Buzzard to
Really?
in yeah. Basically, I went out with some people on Christmas. It's near Christmas. It's the last time I drank.
Okay.
And I woke up in a Coral Bookmaker's doorway
Okay.
after drinking. Like, it wasn't even late. I think it's like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
But I just decided, like, I don't want to be with these people anymore. I'm gonna go for a walk, and then passed out.
Oh my God.
Um,
When was that?
so this was like almost 4 years ago now.
Okay.
And I thought,
Post lockdown. Just after lockdown then.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and that was the last time I drank, because I was
Yeah.
like, I can't be doing this shit anymore. Like this, over the years, I've put my wife through a lot with drink. Like there's been lot, lots, quite a few occasions where I've been like, yeah, I shouldn't have got that drunk, because she's now having to like try and scrape me off the floor and back home, and she shouldn't needing to be doing that. So I think, like, on one hand, I'm like, I owed it to my wife to give her more respect and stop drinking, because I'm a dick when I drink because I drink too much.
Yeah.
And on the second part, I'm like, why am I doing this to myself?
Yeah.
Because it's clearly like, yeah, it's taken that pain away or given me the confidence for that few hours. But once that's happened, like, I'm just in more of a mess than what I was to begin with. So what's the point?
I love that, like, I think that's really great that you can look at it in kind of those two separate ways though. It's like the way that that behavior affects your wife, but then also you are doing it because, or you were doing it to help you.
Hmm.
At the time, it was like the way to numb how you were feeling.
Yeah.
And I think it's easy to be like, oh yeah, I was being a dick, but you weren't meaning to be a dick. You were doing it
No.
because it was helping you at the time.
Hmm.
And I think it's important to remember that, like you weren't just doing it for the sake of it.
And I think for me, I've got to that point now with not drinking, that I could probably go back to it. And I'm
Mhm.
like, I've had chats with like my wife, people like quite recently over the
Uh-huh.
past, like, yeah, I'm like, I could probably just have a beer now
Yeah.
and I'd be fine. And I'm like, it's been long enough now where I'm just like, I could just have one and then stop, like,
Mhm.
because I know that I can.
Yeah.
Um, but again, my character, because I don't like change.
Yes.
It's now been like over 1,500 days since I last drank. And I've got
Wow.
this app that tells you how many days it's been, and I'm like, I don't want to break that streak.
That's a big streak.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's been almost 4 years, and
That's a long time.
yeah, but I just don't. I can't bring myself to break it, because
Do
I
you
don't,
feel like you want to break it?
no, that's the
No.
thing. But I'm not. I could, because it might be nice to just have like a social drink or whatever. But
Yeah.
on the flip side, I'm like, fuck, I've put so much effort into this,
Yeah.
that I've sort of convinced myself out of it.
Is there a part of you that's worried that if you did have a drink, it would lead down the wrong path, or are you quite certain that it wouldn't?
No, No,
Yeah.
I don't think I'll never get drunk again.
Yeah.
I, I I'm 99% sure that I won't drink again.
Yeah.
And I said like when I stopped that it was 100% because I was like I need to really commit to this at
Yeah.
the time. But I think now I'm like I I can't ever see myself like drinking to that extent where I'm
Yeah.
just gonna not know what I'm doing
Yeah.
because like it's just I don't know like each their own.
For
But
sure.
like personally, I think it's pointless.
Yeah.
For me, it's pointless
Yeah.
anyway. Like for some people, I'm like people can have a few drinks
Mhm.
and or get drunk and they're fine. Like they're just
Yeah.
doing it because they're having a good time. Um, and but for me, it's not. It's a negative.
Yeah. And you'll
Um,
have that association with those times that you were just talking about that
yeah,
you don't want to, it's not something you want to be thinking about, is it? Or,
no, and I think as well having the responsibility of a child is a biggie for me now because I'm
mhm.
like I grew up with like in a relationship with my parents where they were openly drinking. Like
Mhm.
my mum not rarely at all. Like she barely drank, but like
Yeah.
I grew up in that situation, that scenario where I was like, oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
And I just remember like having stuff like my dad had like one of those old drinks cabinets that you flip the lid down and he
Yeah.
had all the spirits like
Uh-huh.
inside. And I'd be like, oh, I can have a like swig of whiskey or something or
Yeah.
whatever. Like when he wasn't looking when I was like 16, 17.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm like, it's probably best to like, if my daughter does grow up and she decides that she wants to drink, that's for her to decide. Like it's not
Sure.
for me to influence that. And yeah, it's like it's again like it's fine to drink at home, it's fine to drink whenever, like for
Mhm.
but personally I'm like I'd rather like put that off for as long as I can till
Mhm.
like my child can make that decision for herself.
Yeah. I think that's
Um
totally fair.
and again like nothing against anybody that decides
Yeah,
otherwise
of
because
course.
everybody's got their own like ways of living and
Yeah.
like, deciding to do things. But like I think do what you want.
You know this,
Mm.
I saw a meme on Instagram literally like 2 days ago where it was like, at this moment in time, it's the biggest there's been the biggest decline in people who are drinking, and
Mm.
there's the biggest amount of people that have ever been sober,
Oh really?
ever.
Oh wow.
Yeah, in like on record.
Mm.
And that just shows how the world is changing and how cultures are changing. And I think people that are younger than us, I'm the same age as you, 36,
Okay.
people who are younger, like your 18 to 30s, most of them don't drink, but they've not grown up with that lifestyle that we grew up with, where you went out when you were 16 on a fake ID, getting absolutely wasted and passing out somewhere. Like we all did it at some point, didn't we? And obviously it
Yeah.
can lead into worse things or it can't. But that generation just haven't had that. And I think that's a really great thing.
The thing as well is that I look back on those times of like when I like there used to be this club called Manor Club and
Uh-huh.
it's closed down since like it was horrible.
Yeah.
But I used to go there when I was like I just turned 17 and
Uh-huh.
there's obviously other kids in my year that were 18. So I think it's a really weird system. Like you had a membership card and
Okay.
as long as you were with somebody with a membership card, you got in.
Oh,
Like no
really?
questions asked. And they used to ask you questions on the door like right, so what's your top three indie bands? So you just literally had to know three indie bands.
Yeah.
Like it's like oh, Oasis, Fratellis, like Foo Fighters or whatever. Let you in, done.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh my God,
and
how
it
times have
yeah,
changed.
and that's how you got in. And I look back on those times like and only have good memories because I'm
Yeah.
like it was just nice.
It was
And
just
it's
good
like,
times.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't regret drinking when I did, and like perhaps there's been times where I'm like I went way past the line sort of thing. But
Mhm.
generally I'm like you're just living your life and
Yeah.
experiencing things and growing up and
Yeah.
like test like yeah, you're constantly learning, aren't you?
Learning,
Yeah.
exactly. I always say that, like, as much as I think it's a great thing how things are shifting and like less people are going out and getting really, really drunk, and
Hmm.
wellness is a much bigger thing now, isn't it? Like people are much more into going to the gym and doing their Pilates and having their matcha, like all of that. That's like the trend now.
Hmm.
Whereas for us, the trend was going out and getting really drunk.
Yeah.
But I would not change it for the world. Like I had the best times. And yeah, like you said, everything is learning, everything is lessons. Without those experiences, we wouldn't probably be having this conversation.
No, I wouldn't have met my wife had I not.
Really?
Yeah, we met at uni,
Yeah.
and like
On
I
a wild night out.
no, like we lived in the same like uni block,
Yeah.
and it was pure chance. I've never told this story on a podcast
Yeah.
ever, I don't think, but we we met. I almost didn't go to uni because I didn't get the grades. She
Yeah.
almost didn't go to uni because she was going to go traveling.
Uh-huh.
She I can't remember what happened, but back 18 years ago when we went to uni, you had like Facebook groups of of people that are like, oh, we're going to be in this block at uni. So I went to Coventry Uni, and there's a block called Singer Hall.
Uh-huh.
Right, roughest area ever,
Right.
but like we loved it. And it's like, oh, block 43 group in Singer Hall, like join this group for this year. I think it's like 2007. Jesus.
2007, yeah. That was the year I went as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like we went in this group, and it's literally just me, my wife, and this other kid called Nick. Nick didn't really say a lot.
Yeah.
He just like bare minimum. It was like he was the cool one out of those three, but he just didn't talk to us.
Okay.
But then me and my wife were like just messaging him and like just chatting about like what you bring into uni, like blah blah blah, like chatting about like, and our first conversation was about pots and pans. It's like,
my
do we need
God.
to bring like pots and pans with us? Like, are we gonna be doing cooking and stuff? And like we were just like chatting until we got to uni, and then like met, and I feel like I wouldn't have had that confidence to like chat to her as much as what I did had I probably not had alcohol, because I was just very nervous.
Yeah.
I was like a very nervous person.
At that age, I think that's quite normal, isn't it, as well, I think.
Yeah.
I don't
So
think
like I had
that's
to have
totally out of
like
the ordinary.
Dutch courage to like just have those conversations, and it's like perhaps I wouldn't be where I am today had I not put myself in that situation, but who knows?
Wow. Hindsight's so great, isn't it? I love looking back at stuff like that.
It's
And it's
weird.
that whole like
So weird.
sliding doors thing, isn't it? Like every decision that you make leads to your
something.
life.
Yeah.
Wow. Love that. And I love that your first conversation with your wife was about pots and pans.
It's mental. Yeah. Because you can go on Messenger and actually scroll back and
Really?
and it's like I think it's back there somewhere.
Oh my God.
When you actually used to use Messenger.
Yeah, good back in the day. God. Love that. So what do you do now to look after yourself, to look after your mental health? I know you said that you try and go for your swim. If you play football still, like, is there anything else that you kind of do just to look after your mental health and make sure you're okay?
So I don't play football anymore because that I stopped playing football for years because I just always got injured. Like I always got like a minor injury, and I gave up for like 5 years or 6 years or something because I was like, I want to put my all into running, because I was like, I get more out of running because I'm actually all right at it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm crap at football. So
Are you actually crap at football then?
Yeah, I'm crap at football. Yeah, terrible. Like, I'm not like really bad.
Because
but
you
like,
say you're crap at public speaking and you're not, so I'm just checking.
Probably worse at football than public speaking.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like five-a-side down power league, and
Yeah.
I mean, some teams are really good, but yeah, I'm not the best.
Okay. So you prefer your running?
Yeah, so prefer running, and so I've got back into that recently. Like I'm not doing anything like I was doing, because it just takes up too much time. I was doing like marathons, half marathons, and stuff, and like the amount of time and effort you have to put into training is just insane.
It's a lot.
And like when you're doing like a training block, it's like, I don't know, 2-3 hour runs and a 4 hour run that week, and it's like, I just don't have the time.
Yeah.
So I started doing like 5Ks, 10Ks ago. I've just done a 10K race in the weekend just gone.
Nice.
Weekend before, and did good. I did all right.
Amazing.
So like I've still got it.
Are you have you got certain times that you want to hit with your 10Ks?
Yeah, but I feel like I'm getting too old to get them now.
What's your like average? What are you running at the minute?
So I can do some 10K. I can do it in under 50 minutes.
Brilliant.
So I think I did it in like 47 minutes the other
That's
day.
quick.
I was 25th out of like 200 and something people.
That's amazing.
But I
Wow.
really want to get down to 44. That's like my goal.
So 3 minutes. You need to knock off 3 minutes.
Yeah. But bearing in mind, I haven't done any training.
Wow.
I've just done nothing for months.
So you just went out there and that's what you got. That's brilliant.
Yeah. I think with those sort of things, I feel like when you're on like race mode, you switch on and
you just go, don't you?
Yeah. I do have goals, but like you just feel like, oh, I'm 36 now. I don't know. I'm gonna be able to do it.
You will be able to do it. You will be able to.
I feel like I put more when I was younger and I did running. Again, like when I was drinking, I used to literally like go out after a night out and smash like a 10K.
Yeah.
And think nothing of it.
We can't do that these days.
No, and I'm like, why did I not put more effort into like training and stuff then? And I'd have actually been quite good at it. Whereas now I'm like clutching at straws with oh, I'm getting on a bit. I'm past my peak. Like,
No, you're not though. 36 is so young still. Like, we've got people that come to the studio who are like in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and they're still smashing it.
okay.
Age is just a number. That's your ego trying to keep you safe and keep you not in your keep you in your comfort zone.
Yeah, I just feel like it's weird because I feel like mentally I'm the fittest I am at the minute in terms
Yeah.
of like with my exercise. I'm like
Yeah.
really like if I want to get a time, I'll get it sort
Uh-huh.
of thing. Physically declined, whereas back in the day, mentally I wasn't
It
as
was the
good, but
opposite.
I was fitter. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's yeah, it's weird how it's changed,
I feel like you just need to do a few more runs and then you'll be like, yeah, I can do
but
this.
the knees and the hips when you go,
The aches and the
the
pains.
hips will start going.
Yeah, I feel that as well. I've always got something that's hurting.
Mm,
So you're running, you do your running.
yeah,
Is there anything else that you do?
I still do my swimming.
Yeah.
I've just got back into that, so I've been 3 times in the past week now.
Brilliant. That's good.
Yeah, so I went down Woburn Lido.
Uh-huh.
They do open water swimming there, and I
Nice.
went a few times in the summer where they do like it's just warm water, and I was like, I'll get back into it a little bit. Went a
Yeah.
few times, and they closed down for a bit, and they reopened it for cold water swimming. So
Mhm.
I was like, I'll try it out.
Mhm.
Absolutely freezing.
Really?
Yeah, it's horrible, but I was like, got to do it.
Yeah.
Did that twice last week, and then ended up going lake swimming on Friday. So I'm like, I'm getting back into it.
Brilliant.
And it's good. It's really good. It's just the 6 o'clock in the morning is a bit of a struggle for me because I just
Yeah.
like I value my sleep at the minute.
Yeah.
But
And that's important as well, isn't it? I
yeah,
think, I'm all here for like waking up early and doing what you need to do in the morning. Like I love an early morning,
hmm
but also if you've not slept, that's actually detrimental to force yourself to get up super early
yeah,
and not and be tired. So yeah, I'm here for the
because it's
sleep.
like you're just gonna get burnt out,
Yeah.
and because it's like I think we were in bed by 9:45 last night,
Mhm.
and that was like unheard of
Really?
like a year or two ago. You're
Yeah.
just a bit like this is early, whereas
Yeah.
now I'm like I don't even care.
What time does your daughter go to sleep now then?
Like 7, half 7.
And does she sleep through?
No, well, she was. I think she's like going for a bit of a sleep regression at the minute,
Yeah.
but she's been really good. To be fair, I feel like we speak to other people and we're like, oh, I feel like we've had it a lot easier than what other people have.
Really?
Yeah, because she's never really like she's never woken up. I've touch
Yeah,
wood.
touch wood for
She
you.
she doesn't wake up that much, and
Uh-huh.
even when she's like a little baby, she'd sleep through most of the night.
Mhm.
So I feel like it's not too bad, but I
Yeah.
think she's quite hyperactive. So when she wakes up, that's when it
She
kicks
really
in.
wakes up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Any more kids on the cards? Not sure.
Not sure yet.
Yeah.
No. I mean, like fair play to because I know like people have kids on the back of having like
For the age gap super
yeah.
close. Yeah.
I'm like fair play. Like
Yeah.
that's balls.
Yeah. You're like, not for
That's
us.
no. We were just like because we're always like, how do people do that? Where they just like have two
Yeah.
kids in the space of like a year and a half, 2 years. Like it's like yeah,
But they say, don't they? They say like I see the logic behind that where it's like just get them closer together and then when they're
yeah, yeah,
older, you then have more time. But
yeah.
then it's like it's a lot.
It's just dealing with double like and
Yeah.
you sort of because we've had this chat recently of like, oh, could you imagine having a newborn now
Mhm.
alongside having a toddler? And it's
Yeah.
just like you sort of forget what it was like. So the first 2 weeks of having a baby are just insane.
Mhm.
Like I can't even think of what it's like now. It's like you're so tired and you're just literally just trying to live.
Yeah. Surviving.
It's like I took because I didn't get mat leave for my job because I'd only been there for a certain amount of time.
Okay.
I think you had to be there for like a year maybe or something like that.
Yeah.
So I took annual leave and I took a week off.
Yeah.
And my boss was like, "Are you sure you only want a week off?
Yeah.
Are you going to be all right with that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it'd be fine. Like,
Yeah.
yes, it's fine." Day before I went to go back. Can I take another week off, please? And she's like, "I knew this was coming." She's like, I've like, so she made sure that I didn't have work to come back to.
Yeah.
So she sort of preempted it
She
because
knew.
she's got 2 kids.
Yes.
So she was like, "I knew this was coming."
Oh my gosh.
I was like, "I'm very grateful for you doing this."
Yeah. But you just
Um,
don't know, do you? Until you're in that
no,
situation. You don't know what it's gonna be like.
it's like people say like you're in the trenches and you
Mm.
really are because it's
Yeah.
just
it's a lot.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it still is crazy, but it's just it's different.
Yeah. And you're more used to it now, aren't you? You're over a year in. But then I guess there's more
Yeah.
challenges that
She
come
just
with each age
she
group
just
and
changes all the time as well. It's like
yeah.
she started nursery recently, and it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, whole different ball game.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Mm.
Amazing. Well, before we end the chat, is there anything that we've not spoken about that you would like to share? Or do you feel like
I don't
we've
think
covered quite a bit?
so. Yeah, I think we've covered everything. No, I
Yeah.
don't think so.
Amazing. Is there anything that, if there's any listeners out here who are perhaps suffering with their mental health or maybe resonate with anything in your story, is there any advice that you would give them if they're, maybe just suffering or think that perhaps they feel like, oh, do I need to go to the doctor, or they're at that early stage? What would you kind of say to them?
Um, it sounds really like basic, but like just do something positive. So
Hmm.
like, I know like the classic thing is like I'll talk to somebody or like talk to a
Uh-huh.
friend, talk to a family member. Like that's the classic like
Yeah,
do thing.
sure.
But I think do something positive. Like I needed that push, and I think I don't know what I would have done had I not had that push. But
Mm,
like change one thing that might be a positive in your life. So like change like part of your routine, change
uh-huh.
like your sleep patterns. Like if you're going to bed too late, try and get a bit more sleep. I think anything that can cause a positive reaction is a good thing.
Hmm.
Um, and I wish I'd known that sooner rather than having somebody else tell me to do it. Um, so yeah, just do a positive thing, whether it's like the smallest thing in the world, like going to bed 10 minutes earlier, or like a massive change of giving up alcohol or something
Yeah.
like that. Like do something that's gonna really change, like not change your life, but like change how you operate, sort of thing.
I love
Because
that. Just one thing, pick one thing that's going to
yeah,
have a positive impact.
it doesn't need to be big. And I
Yeah.
think like I I learned from a but learned very quickly that you can't change stuff overnight.
Hmm.
You have to like do things in stages. And
Hmm.
um I know this is supposed to be the end of the podcast now,
You carry
but
on.
like I just remember like when I first went to the doctors when I got diagnosed,
Yeah.
I thought I was going to be cured. I thought like my mental illness would just go. I thought I'd have it
Okay.
for like 3 months or a
Mm.
year. Like like you have a cold and it just goes
Yeah.
through
You
like
just thought you'd be
antibiotics.
cured.
Yeah, I thought it'd go.
Yeah.
And I've like incrementally changed things for the good, but it's just been over a steady period. So like I didn't give alcohol up straight away. I didn't like start, I don't know, doing open water swimming straight away. It's just like finding those little things that really help you and
Hmm.
like sticking to them when you find them.
Hmm.
But then there's also stuff that you might find that work at that point, but they don't in the future. So like
Hmm.
for me, football, like
Hmm.
I love playing football, but it wasn't serving me at that time, so I gave it up.
Yeah.
Um, but I can always go back to it. So it's like it's
Yeah.
just learning to like do stuff that's going to positively change you, that's balanced and not like all in.
Yeah. And just recognizing, I guess, the stuff that isn't serving you and that
Yeah.
is serving you, and then just choosing accordingly.
Hmm.
I love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Where can people find you? So, stress sessions, is that your only Instagram?
Yeah, at stress sessions. Yeah,
At stress sessions. Amazing. Is there anything else on social media where people can find you?
I'm on TikTok, but I don't really do anything.
Right. So, I'm setting you some challenges to get your podcast back and to get your TikTok up and running.
Okay, I've got it, but it's
I,
just
I
sort of sitting
noticed you
there.
got it just a couple of days ago because I think you
Yeah,
liked one of my podcast things. I was
yeah.
like, oh, Luke's on here. I didn't realize
But
you were there.
I think I last post. I do post sometimes, but like
Yeah.
you just feel like I'll just put this up.
Yeah.
But I've had a few where I've just like posted stuff up on there and it's just gone mental, and I'm
Yeah.
like, what did I do?
Oh my God.
You
I
know,
love that though. That's
'cause
just such a sign though that, like,
this was like 2 years ago,
yeah.
and I'm just like, I generally don't know what I'm doing on social media.
Yeah,
It's
but you've got
just
such a great story and you've got so
mm,
much to share, and like with your
yeah,
podcast,
yeah,
like there's so much that you can give which is going to help people and help yourself, like you were saying as well, that like don't keep it to yourself. Like
yeah. I've
let people
stopped.
have it.
I haven't done a lot of Instagram lately, and I'm gonna get back on with that. But it's
Yeah.
just like again finding the time. But I feel like I can find little pockets
Yeah.
of time now. So
5 minutes.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
all it takes.
I don't. You know when you again I'm going off on a tangent again. But you know like on social media, like what do I do with this? Because I've hit points where I'm like, what do I do with this thing? And then I suddenly like I'm like, I've had all these ideas, but it's
Yeah.
just having the time to do them. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, right, I've got these ideas in my head. I just need to actually
Have you written down your ideas?
ish.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I'm similar to you in that sense, where I'm like, I have loads of things that come into my head, and I'm like, I need to actually implement these ideas.
Mm.
So now the minute it often happens when I'm driving. So obviously when you're driving, you can't write anything down. So I now, when I'm driving, I'm like, hey Siri. Siri's probably going to
I've done
start
this.
listening on my
I've done
phone.
this. Yeah, yeah.
Make a note too, da 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 da. And then as soon as I get home, I transfer that into like an email or whatever, and I have my notes of stuff that needs to be done.
So I've done that recently. So mine's when I'm running.
Yeah.
So I just like I think so much when I'm running. So like I like but good about good things.
Yeah.
Because it's like my outlet. So I'll be listening to a podcast and then something pops into my head. I'm like, that can work.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, remember this?
Yeah. But
And
you
then,
have to,
yeah,
don't you?
yeah,
Otherwise
yeah.
it goes.
Mhm.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's my like idea generator running.
Yeah, running. Yeah. Exercise is always the one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Mine's driving or exercise, or when I'm in the bath, I'm like boom, 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 all these ideas.
I can't have baths anymore.
Oh, I love a bath.
Time.
It's too much time, yeah. Yeah. All my friends with kids are like, yeah, I've got no time to have a bath. Like, well, when I have my own child, I will make time to have a bath. That's going to be my thing.
To be fair, we have to bath our daughter every night, so that's indirectly bath. I don't know.
Yeah. You're kind of having one.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
You've been an amazing guest. Look forward to watching your journey as you continue. And I look forward to having your podcast back on air
Very soon.
very soon. I've got to keep an eye out.
In the next year.
Thank you so much. You've been an amazing guest. And I'll hopefully see you soon.
Cool. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Thank you guys for listening. Please make sure you watch, subscribe, like, share, all the comments, all the things. And I will see you guys very soon.